Good evening. So, this was actually a moment of enlightenment for me. And what I learned is when I'm going through a hard time, I can be so overly focused, but not just overly focused. I can be so wrapped up in all the emotions that I'm feeling while I'm going through that hard time that I don't see that these emotions are only an experience, that I'm the one that is simply experiencing these emotions. And yes, I'm going through a hard time. Yes, I'm going through a challenging time, but the suffering that you can add on to the suffering that you may already be experiencing is what we don't see. And that is what I didn't see. That is what I didn't see. I didn't see that while I was going through that moment of so many different emotions, while so many different emotions were arising, I was adding more suffering onto the suffering that I was already experiencing. And when you add suffering onto the suffering that you're already experiencing, that can come in multiple different ways. But what you have to understand is that even in the hardest times, even in the darkest times, there is always light there. There is always light there. I mean, it's literally always light there. It's just as being in a bedroom and as a child, you see something in the dark, and it in the dark it looks like something totally different. But once you turn the light on, you have clarity to see that what you were seeing in the dark may just have been a little teddy bear, like the shadow of a teddy bear. It's the same thing when you're going through a dark period and when you're going through a dark time. You have the ability to turn the light on. You have the ability to go find the light. You have the ability to go towards the light. You have the ability to extract light from that dark time. You always do. You always do. You always have the power to extract the light from the dark, but not only that, you always have the power to find the light in the darkest times. There is light there if you are looking for the light. If you are looking for the light, there is light there. But in the moments that you are in the darkness, there is light that is always there with you. And in this moment of enlightenment, that is what I learned. I told myself when I'm going through a dark period, I just learned too that when I'm going through a dark time, I can punish myself for that challenging time that I'm going through. And I can punish myself maybe by trying to deprive myself of love or depriving myself of doing certain things that I would do if I wasn't going through a challenging time. And what I told myself is when I'm going through a challenging time, I'm not going to not say my affirmations because I'm feeling anger. I'm not going to not hug myself because I'm going through this challenging time. I'm not going to not do the things that I would normally do if I was going through a lighter time. And that is because when I'm going through that challenging time, I need those things that make me feel lighter, that brings me joy, that pulls me back into that knowing and in the essence of love. When I'm going through that challenging time, I need it more now than ever. I need the love. I need the support. I need the encouragement. I need the empowerment. I need the hope. I need all of that in the moments of when I'm struggling. And that was just a learning moment for myself. That was a learning moment, not only for me, but as I'm in the darkness and extracting the light from the darkness, which is me going through my shadow, is letting my shadow know when we're going through hard times, we don't have to blame ourselves. We don't have to blame ourselves. Hard times, challenging times, difficult phases, difficult chapters of our life, they are all a part of the process. We're going to go through challenging times. We're going to go through hard times. We're going to have those moments. They are inevitable. but they are also character building moments, and there are also moments where you evolve the most. There are moments where you go through so much spiritual growth, you go through so many spiritual awakenings, you have so many epiphanies, and there's just so many things that are becoming clear to you that wasn't clear to you before. So I hope this can help you.